mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Run for cover, you discover some will thrive and others suffer. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Woo! Don't wait, don't hesitate. Better speak the truth, let it resonate and let it detonate and get blown away. Till you keep on rising to a higher place. Can't stop, won't stop. Don't stop coming till we hit the top. Gotta keep pushing till the day I make it. Since they won't give it to me, then I got to take it. The pain today is power tomorrow. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. No matter what they say, I wouldn't do it any other way. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Not enough to keep us smothered. Lower class, never the upper. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of.
Good evening, UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. This is your Wolf Commander, Wolf 10. I'm your werewolf, and it is not a real millennial show tonight. It is actually a chill stream tonight. I just don't have a title for chill streams, per se. I'm here with my usual co-host, starting with the Humble Riders, Humble Marty.
Hello, I'm Humble Marty, and I write things.
Yeah, as she does. I hope she has written something recently. I'm
Okay.
just going
Or for women. I'm still holding hope you write that. That sounds like a real banger people will enjoy.
For when?
The Art of War
Wait,
for
what?
Women.
For what?
The Art of War for Women, remember?
Oh, the Art of War for Women.
Make that bitch think that she is the center of all attention, and then crush her by tell her that she's ugly. Or worse, tell her that everybody thinks she's ugly because the bitch is narcissistic. It's a work in progress, y'all. We have the stranger, Dark Stranger.
Hello.
And last but not least, hopefully not least, we have the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Good evening, morning, or afternoon, everyone. This is the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell, and welcome to our chill stream.
He went over. He went out there, everybody. He overachieving on that one.
And slipped up. Dar. Chill stream Dar. Who's Dar?
Bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell. Anyways, you know how it goes, guys. You know, we jump all over every topic that we can till we exhaust it. But you guys can contribute to the conversation too by asking us some questions or ask us about any topics. What's our opinions about it? But we do reserve the right to skip the topic as well if it's too sensitive for us. Yes, we're a bunch of sissies. No, we're not. We're a bunch of breakfast. We're part of the Breakfast Club.
We're irreverent and also politically incorrect.
Exactly. What's up, hey? And we got Buddy
Hey,
Smith here too. As usual, Buddy Smith is our loyal customer.
One of our loyal customers, that is.
Mm-hmm. Where's everybody else at? Because we missed you know what? Back when we started this whole thing, when I mostly started this whole thing, we had a whole lot of people that always show up. Maybe because of the time change what we did, we don't get as much people as we used to back in the days. Because back in the days, we used to have Evie show up, Victoria Fagbile show up, Catherine would show up, Dark would show up.
Okay.
Hell, we will get appearances from Big Al himself, Sound Engraver, Ma Pacelli. They sleep by now, probably. I mean, we had a whole lot of people. Samuel Proctor, another one. I'm like, man, I miss our usual watchers way back when.
Me too.
It's all because I had to change jobs. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm really sorry that I had to change jobs, but I had to.
Well, I had I had to look it up first before I ever got really going on that writing. And there is a Art of War for women.
Are you serious?
What the hell? Mr.
It
Peanut Butter Jelly,
is
Peanut Butter Jelly got shot up
What?
in
creator-
2002? What did he do?
He put bananas in the peanut butter and jelly.
Hey, man.
Peanut Butter Jelly time.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, banana with peanut butter is actually good.
Well,
Yes, it is.
yeah, of
Burn
course
this
it
man.
is.
Sin.
So long as it's not
Heresy.
Harry.
Oh, speaking of Evie, here she is right now.
Yeah. And also,
Hey.
besides the Eevee, you're like Hitman Wanderer, aka Ultra, is here too.
Yay.
Yeah, Ultra, my man. What's up, Ultra? What's
The
up,
Art
Ultra?
of War for Women. Sun Tzu's Ultimate Guide to Women Without Confrontation. Written by Yin Chu back in 2007.
Right.
Wow.
Nice.
You
And
can
we
do one
have
better.
the lovely Leia Leia plus size.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
This works great for me. She's already gotten the serious one out of the way. I could just write the one where two girls in bikinis try to wrestle each other.
That works good.
What did I walk into?
Oh, Humble's
It's a
idea
chill
of writing
stream.
the Art of War for women.
It's inspired by the original Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Well, they had one. Well, I had to look it up first to see if it was already done, and yeah, someone did, and it was done by someone called Chen Nin Chu. It's on Amazon.
It's probably a fake name.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we
Ching-a-ling.
are. Sorry, I'm a little late. Wolf, I didn't see your message until just, real. With me, you have to kind of.
All right. Now I guess the gang is all here. How y'all doing?
All right. I was going to say with me, sometimes you just have busy days and you get busy but you're saying it's just a chill stream, so I'm late, so y'all can continue whatever conversation you're having, or I don't know what we're discussing. Well, we're not discussing that.
Silently judging you, Leia.
Judging me for what? I told you the truth.
I know. I know.
I was just being
wow.
honest. I'm just being honest. I mean, I know when we have our streams, but sometimes you just get busy throughout the day, and if I don't see an upcoming, I just carry on whatever other activities I'm doing, and then I come back and check a little, later my time. So sorry that I wasn't in earlier.
Well, let me encourage you guys a bit. There you go. And for the ladies, some testosterone.
Okay.
And for the guys, gumdrops.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord.
The Twiddly Willies. The Run Forest. The I Am Thirsty. Sunrise.
What did I just walk into?
Senior
I thought-
Boysker. Arm and Hammer.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, Ultra just gave us more context, like of what he just shared with us.
What the hell, you fam?
Well, since you're doing that and you're calling this a chill stream, we thank you for that, because if you know less and less, and how can I say this in a nice way? Why are there just more ugly people on screen these days? Whatever happened to all of the handsome and the more beautiful people? Why is everybody so? Oh, I thought you were. That's not what I meant. You guys know what I meant.
Did. Don't try to play coy. You meant the handsome people. You
Yeah.
know you want some handsome dudes on screen.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yes.
Just admit it.
Yes, I admit it. I admit it. Well, I saw a report about this, and the person basically said in the video, "Why is everybody ugly?" And I think that's true, even for the ladies or the girls. Why are they so ugly? You know, when we go to the movies, it used to be we go to see um, bad genetics
Bad genetics and low standards.
standards. True,
Well,
but it's also
Ultra and Hate are not wrong, as well as Buddy. Just to continue.
If you want a good illustration of that, read the story Harrison Bergeron.
But is it
Mhm.
really bad genetics if, we're the generation and such that's just getting all the hormones and crap in the food and drinks?
Not wrong. And well, adding on to that, as what Ultra and Hake pointed out, like the lowering of standards and the lowering of standards as well as the lowering of standards as well as the demolition of the beauty standards because they think that's not real. That's not true. There, much like with art, there is a standard, an objective standard when it comes to beauty.
well, I'll say this, and I'll just speak of it. I look at it two ways. Maybe for some of us who were not born with the perfect figure or the perfect shape, we still we understand that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. I still believe that. Some don't, but some do to a certain extent. But back in the day, I know for me, when we saw beautiful women on screen, you were like, I got to get that hairstyle, or I want to buy that lipstick she's wearing, or I got to get that pair of jeans, or I really would like to get those shoes. And I know for me, women used to be very feminine and even sexy. You look at, you say, I have got to get that dress, or I've got to get those shoes, or I have got to get that. Go out there to get a picture of that actress, take that picture to my beauty shop hairstylist, and say that's the look that I want. I remember when Halle Berry first came on scene. Oh my God, so many women wanted her haircut. My sister even got her haircut. It was something different because I didn't think it fit my face, but I cannot tell you how many black women wanted that hairstyle when she first came on the scene in Boomerang. And ever since then, I just feel like I don't know other way how to say it is that why are the women so ugly?
I call that
Even when I look at the
female haircut.
Now it's how butch and androgynous women can be.
yeah, and it's kind of Go ahead, Humble.
Well, I was gonna say to a point, yeah, that is true.
Before that, androgyny was fun to look at. Though.
You're breaking out.
Androgyny had an appeal to it. Can you hear me now?
Little, you're still breaking out. Nope.
Something's wrong.
Now you sound better.
I just had a bit of a hiccup.
Yeah, but now you
Oh,
sound better.
Man, I remember
like androgyny used to be fun. Androgyny used to be appealing, though. I mean, you had even if the women had this very boyish look, their tits were on display too, to some degree, or at least you knew they existed by the bulge on their chest. Like their arithmetics, you knew that woman was a woman. Sure, her voice had you questioning whether she was a man or a woman, but she was still a woman. Prince, you knew Prince was a dude. You knew David Bowie was a dude. You knew Pee Wee Herman was a dude. Yes, Pee Wee Herman had a little androgyny to him too. Toni Braxton was a chick.
She's clearly a woman.
Yes.
Missy Elliott was a tomboy, but you knew she was a chick. Eve was a tomboy, but you knew she was a chick. Tilda Swinton, you knew she was a chick. And I would cast her as Lay from Arithmetics and Heartbeat any day if they would do a biography with her. Only problem is she had to do is homegirl British or is she American?
Who?
Annie Lennox?
Annie Lennox.
No, she's British.
She's British.
Swin can play her. Swing can swing either her or Kate Blanchett, because Kate Blanchett can do androgyny too.
Yes,
she
yes,
got a
she
little
can.
bit of androgyny, but you knew she was a chick.
Yes.
But look, the point is, like back then, like without our generation, like even like with Gen X, I was like there was an appeal to like androgynous men and women, but there was still you can still tell that they are members of the opposite sex,
Now they
and
want
they do not have any confusion of their sex.
now they want to make anything tomboy or trans.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's the thing.
They just want to control all. They want to control all the things that was quoted tackling gender norms. They just want to make it to anything that they want it to be. Because
The problem is when they try to turn everything into trans, what they're actually doing is reinforcing the gender norms and sticking them into an even smaller box.
Yeah.
It's about as dumb as the idea of when they decided to try and take a bunch of political laws and try to turn the pronouns from he, she, and it to they. And it's like, you're actually going to take away some rights that protect you. You're not going to free up some rights that protect you.
That's the problem is y'all taking that shit way too damn far.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's about getting on my nerves.
All y'all wanted to do was break away from the fucking rules. Now y'all want to make it and enforce the damn rules. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Weren't y'all supposed to be the fucking rebels?
Again, Harrison Bergeron.
Yeah, and back then, like no one had an issue that there was a he, she, it, because everyone recognized that they refers to a group, not a singular person.
Yeah, they're trying to. I don't mean to sound rude, but I'm sorry. You're trying to screw with your mind. This they and them and it's just like some excuse to use those pronouns to do or look the way they want to without scrutiny. I don't know any other way how to say it.
Go with the name.
You know?
It's kind of like slangs lately or certain catchphrases, you know. Granted, some have faded out over time, but there's
tomorrow's authorities.
There's a time point transition, and whereas now with the social media, it's like every month or so there's like something different. Like I forget what became for before Coomers, but now from Coomers we got Gooners, and I'm like, what the fuck is a Gooner?
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's a Coomer, but why aren't you saying a Coomer now? Like, isn't that your thing? No, that's old. That was just last year. Yeah, that's old.
Just plain old crazy people.
Y'all don't know this, but Janelle is also watching the stream on Instagram.
Hey,
really?
No.
Awesome.
Nice.
The only problem is StreamYard can't show or share what Instagram does, because Instagram is its own beast when it comes to streaming there. It's an app. Why am I hearing myself?
Yeah, I heard you for a minute there, hearing yourself.
You mean cougar?
I just hate the fact that women cannot have curves anymore. You can't be curvy. You can't look feminine. You can't look womanly. They're hiring these actresses that look like they missed puberty, like they have 13-year-old boy bodies, and men are just too doggone effeminate. Whatever happened to manly men? They look like they're casting these effeminate men.
But we do still have some men and some really. It's just once they get noticed, they're kind of getting kicked to the curve. Like Sydney Sweeney, for example. Like, oh, she's making women. Damn, she's gorgeous. And now she's doing Sasquatch Bar, Dr. Squatch commercial. Like, aren't you supposed to be like big superstar? You're totally superstar material. Like, no, she's kind of getting kicked to the curve.
I don't know. Some things.
I mean, not just her, but Jenna Ortega as well, because those two like are not towing the line, and they refuse to.
I mean, the only one who's still kind of getting some work ethic, and that I know people make a joke about her eye, but she does look pretty good overall. Is that Ella Purnell from that Fallout show and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Oh yeah, her.
Pretty good. The show's stupid. I don't care how many awards it wins.
And it
It's
goes, and also it goes against the lore of Fallout.
But now I don't know. They keep on
It's
throwing these.
Netflix.
Oh, go on.
They aren't the best. They're like the Walmart of adaptations right now.
Yeah, and they keep throwing all these terrible actresses. Yeah, and like now the big one they're trying to really make a thing out of is fuck, I just had her name. She was the one who won part of that picture that won Best Picture recently, the horror movie.
The
I
substance.
can't remember. No, that was Demi
Okay.
Moore. The one
Okay.
that won Best Picture. It was about a prostitute.
Oh, Honora.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Trying to
That's
push her and stuff, and now she's
Haven't
gonna be like
heard.
the new Jill Valentine in the new Resident Evil. Like, big.
I have no clue what's going on.
Don't either. But at least it's not Aquafina.
Oh, you
Oh
You're not
my
wrong.
goodness, Aquafina.
Mhm.
They're trying, like the media is trying to push her as much as they are with Pedro Pascal.
Ugh.
Oh God.
Why?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
does Hollywood exist in a bubble?
Yes.
Yes, for a good long while.
Okay, girl, you need to mute your damn Facebook.
oh, you heard that? Well, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, didn't know the. Okay.
Notification of 125 hot muscular men in your area.
Oh, I knew Dark Strange would find some way to
Every
make
year
something
they'll
out of
always
it.
put
Well,
that
you know,
One actor they try pushing. That is true.
yeah, that is
It's
true.
also
Like the
kind of
musicians.
funny because back in like the 1950s, maybe like the 1970s, it's like the less connected they were to the internet, the more they had in touch with reality.
Yeah, I think, and someone said this, and this is true. So social media has damaged the movie star or stars because we love to get to know who our favorite stars are. We know who our favorite stars are, but I think it's just too much. There's not enough ambiguity.
Mm.
Say that 3 times fast. It's just a bit.
ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
I tried to say it. It's just so it's late night here. I think it's just a bit too much. I don't mind if you want to say, "Let me take you to the set of my movie," or "Let me take you behind the scenes" or something. But I think that we really don't need to see you. Well, I'm waking up in the morning in my robe, eating cereal, and I'm gonna go walk my dog. And let me tell you why the sky is blue. I don't
Oh,
think we
those
need all of that.
TikToks. Those are
The
actually
influencers.
quite boring, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, right quick, just to say, like, what's the difference between then and now? And here's the difference. Back then, they were more in touch in reality, but they had an escape. It was called drugs. But now social
God.
media is their drug, and without the death.
Oh, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
In his own special way, Dark Stranger is correct.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So touched that you
Okay, who was the guy that was the voice actor for Detective Pikachu in the movie?
Oh,
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds actually does have a pretty funny YouTube channel where he does drinks.
Mm.
I heard about
I-
that.
I've never seen it.
The odd YouTube channel, celebrity wise, was when AOC decided to do gaming, and they all went on to Animal Crossing.
AOC and Animal Crossing.
AOC, a bunch of her political co-workers, they decided to do an Animal Crossing promo island.
But they weren't the only ones who were kind of doing shit like that, especially during the COVID, the great pandemic that was totally real.
There was enough people doing that I think
Yeah.
Animal Crossing had to actually stick in their terms of service, no politics.
Yeah.
Like
But-
if a kid were trying to basically do up a T-shirt in like a rainbow flag or something, yeah, that's okay. That's just like one teacher. If a corporation does it, it's a whole different ball game. So they're like, no, we do not do that.
Yeah, and it was around that time when you know, a lot of them were trying to do more social media stuff. Like, yeah, Brie Larson having her own YouTube channel, like doing cooking and makeup tutorials, and that one lady in the first Suicide Squad who played Katana, and she plays whatever her name is, the girl in The Boys, the Asian
Oh, the
one.
female.
Yeah, the female.
Karen,
She was
Fukuhara.
also
Yeah, she was also trying to do like her own cooking and daily life routine kind of channel.
right.
And
And she was also the voice of Kipo from Kipo and the Age of the Age of the Mega Beasts.
but yeah, they were all trying to do that, get into the social media and
Mm,
make themselves look good. It was pretty much just that one scene from what was that show? But it's hey fellow kids kind of moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the dumbest thing that I think would have, the dumbest thing is, out of all those fancy things that they did, I'm surprised they didn't just sit in front of a camera and talk. I mean, they have their mansion, they have it perked for all their lighting, all this stuff. They could have just sat in front of a camera and talked, because they've already hit that type of status where, oh my gosh, celebrity talking. Yay! And I know I'm sounding pretty stupid saying this myself, because I don't show my face online either, but it's the same thing. A lot of people just sit in front of a camera and talk.
Except for
Wow,
us.
the silence
talk-
is
the
is
talk-
deafening.
I was
talk as well as actually actively listening to people as they are engaging with them.
Now, the one I
True.
really liked was Chris Pratt just showed stuff about his farm.
he did what?
Chris Pratt, when he was on social media, it was more like he was taking pictures of like his farm animals and stuff. It looked like a pet photo gallery, really.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. And he's like one of those, one of several people like that lives in Hollywood who is not only remains humble but is very chill and down to earth.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk
But his
down to
Work
doesn't talk down to the
ethic
audience. or his
is
fans.
questionable.
True.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but he is still a decent guy like Keanu Reeves and countless others.
Celebrities had a built-in parasocial relationship with their fans. They failed miserably at it.
You're not wrong, Abe.
Well, heck, you're basically balancing your parasocial life with your private life, and it's covered by the tabloids. During COVID, I just randomly posted the books I was reading and fixing up my room.
That's not bad. That's not bad, Child of Flower. That's not bad. Posting what books you're reading, that's good. It's always good. We have to get back to reading books again.
I could have posted my books, but they'd have gotten banned in no time.
I absolutely believe you, Dr. I was just about to say, Dark. I don't know.
I was one of those that tried posting a book and like a project that I was doing, and then it just sit to the wayside. The only thing I did actually go through was actually studying some Japanese. I can actually at least count to 6.
Okay.
Which for someone who is very bad at foreign languages and has to use like DeepL or Google Translate lots of times, that's a feat for me.
Well, congratulations.
Does wonders for the mind. Yes, it does.
I was looking back at one of the comments. I forgot. I wanted to say the comments, and he's right. He said, these days, curvy, I guess curvy means obese these days. And that's why we need to know the difference between what is curvy and what is obese.
Yeah, that's
Because again, I said we don't see curvy women anymore with
Mhm.
curves or hips and
Well,
And breast.
Well,
and
we
feet
do.
and
It's just
titty
not the
looking.
right kind. It's like the Lizzos and stuff with the WAP and looking like they eat nothing but Kentucky Fried Chicken.
that's because the ones that had taken that were trying to reframe a body issue.
Mm.
Mhm.
Well,
as a
she's lost a lot of
cosmetic.
weight now for
Yes,
Lizzo.
yes,
Well,
Yeah,
through
so I'm
yeah,
gonna
Ozempic.
she
give
looks
it.
good.
Yeah, she looks
Um,
good.
the one that had kind of cemented that part ended up being someone that was by the name of, I think, Tess Holiday.
Yeah, her.
Mhm.
She caused enough drama. There were several YouTube channels that were making bank on her behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
It was, and one of the channels I used to follow on that one was called "My Thoughts Will Probably Offend You," and I'm like, I don't pay attention to that much, and I honestly shouldn't
She
because
rebranded
that's
her YouTube channel
yeah,
to her full name.
yeah.
Well, I will say this about and this is very very clear about when they are taking when you I mean I don't know who is doing what, but we know Ozempic is really big. Oh my God, we know Ozempic is really big in Hollywood right now. Now, here's the thing you have to keep in mind. Again, I'm not against weight loss drugs.
No, it's okay.
I've
Wasn't
used
that just
one.
in the news
I've used
because
one that's well. I have been using. I'm not. I'm not using
One at a
Ozempic.
time.
What were you about to say, Dark? Was it in the news?
yeah, the Ozempic or some fat losing drug wasn't that in the news because it was found to be unsafe or something and not what the dealer was actually saying it was.
Ozempic was the Slim Fast Taco Bell.
Hmm. In other words,
Well,
they were going to stop marketing it or something now.
it was considered fake. It was not the real drug. It was a imitation, so it could really hurt people.
It,
Now,
go
go
on.
ahead.
You
Oh.
know more about this than I do.
Well, the only reason is because I've been using one. I've been very successful. It's not Ozempic. It's Wegovy, so it's been helping. And the only reason is because I think you have to educate. A lot of people are not educated on it or have a discussion about what it is. Now, when you do use the drug, it isn't. You don't shoot yourself and then go with a pen to that buffet. Woo, let me wolf this down. No, it doesn't go like that. For some people, I do think and I do believe genetics and DNA do play a part in how we gain and lose weight. And all of us, I know for myself, this has been a lifelong battle. I've tried everything in the book. It's not like I wasn't trying, but the weight seemed not to come off. So when I did go to my bariatric doctor, because I was proud that I walked in and did and told them that I was tired of this weight and I wanted to do something about it. They explained to me exactly what it is and what it is not. And that's why I felt really safe with it. And I've been super, super successful. I'm almost at my goal. Right now, I've lost 45 and my health report card has increased tremendously. I think this year I got A's in everything. Blood pressure low, sugar low, no diabetes. So I was getting the goals that I wanted, but it didn't stop me. I still exercised. I still eat healthy. It's not a get out of green card to stuff yourself with junk, because that's not good either.
Mm-hmm.
So having the right talking, first of all, I think it's good to talk about it. And that's what I was happy about. I talked about it with my doctor. I consulted with my doctor. We did research. And that was the good thing that helped me. So even though you're using it, you still have to put healthy food in your system. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a get out of free card to go and now just hit McDonald's and you're going to eat like 10 Big Macs. No, that's not how it
But on
works.
that subject, right quick, sorry.
Go
One
ahead.
thing is that a lot of people have trouble with because they say this and it's not really it says this, but it's not really what's on the label, or you get your vegetables and it's got the whatever disease on it because the people we hired who were legally here and totally not illegal and blah 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 touching it didn't put disease on it. What exactly is, Miss Leia, the right food that these people afflicted with overweight syndromes need to be focusing on eating with their diet.
Well, first of all, if someone is struggling, you have to find out, you have to look at every aspect of their life. Why are they overeating? It could be how they were raised and they're just used to a certain type of cooking. It could be maybe there's stress in their life and they just can't handle it and food is a comfort. That's another issue. Those are things I had to deal with as well, is why am I eating? Why are the portions too heavy? Maybe they just don't know what's a heavy portion, what's not a heavy portion. You have to look at all the factors. For some people, it's not just being fat, lazy slobs. There could be other issues going on that they have not dealt with. Maybe food is a drug. For some people, it's alcohol. Some people, it's cigarettes.
Or
Some
just
people's
or
coke. Some
having
people, it's that.
having a
Yeah.
hyperactive thyroid.
Yes, you have to look at all factors. Once you look at all those factors and you face those factors, you very slowly begin to realize how you can eat better. So basically, if you're simple, you want to increase your vegetables intake, you want to take your water intake, your proteins, you want to be heavy with like turkey and fish and things like that, and less of your red meats. But each individual is different. So you have to look at yourself.
Right off the bone.
For me, for instance, I do come from a family that loves their large meals. My dad has loved soul food since he was a kid. He won't change his diet no matter how hard we try. He would always say, "Past that high cholesterol food, he ain't changing nothing." So I grew up around heavy eaters in a family that loved soul food and things like that. So I knew I had to make the changes in order to improve myself and get better. But that's something people don't look at, because sometimes you could be trying to eat, but you may have other issues going on emotionally or stress or some things. Maybe it's a trauma you faced in your life and food was the only way that you used to comfort. And it's a lot for a lot of people. And it takes, you have to be patient, and it takes time to undo those bad habits. You can do it. It's just going to take a little time. But some people probably need some sort of help, genetic wise and DNA wise. And I do believe that's to be very true. And one thing I just want to say about the drug that I think is misinterpreted and why people look at it is that, yes, you lose the weight, but you ever notice when someone loses it, like when I look at Lizzo now, who's slimmed down tremendously, I have nothing but applause for her. You're still shapely. So for a lot of us, like I'm slimmed down, but my hips are still there. Those hips aren't going anywhere. So your bone structure plays a part in it as well too. Some people are not going. Some people I know in Hollywood who are using it are looking like they've become skeletons, and there's some people that I think are looking like they're at a healthy size and at a healthy weight. You don't have to be a size 0 to be healthy. Because I told the doctor, I said, "Look, doc, I'm not going to get a." I said, "We know that, but we still know that, you know, you can be at a healthy weight and a healthy size," and that's what helped me. So I think education is a big part, and talking about it is a big part into it before we judge. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe that's probably the reason why some people have those weird beauty standards.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we have a bunch of people trying to basically look like planks with suits on.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not really like an androgyny or a butch thing. It's like either looking like a brick or looking like a plank of wood sometimes.
I'm like, don't even get me started on the misuse of suits these days. Because everybody want to act like they're in an office. Everybody, even mostly the ladies, like Jesus, like you're on the fucking runway, you're on the fucking red carpet. You at this point should not be on safest to travel mode, unless there's predators lurking about. But like, bro, wear a dress sometimes.
Well, if you're gonna wear a suit, look nice in it.
They don't. Well, they do look nice, but the thing is, they look so basic.
Are you talking about women wearing suits or just suits?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
When the women wear the suits, I'm like, bro, like you look so boxy. And I finally figured out why they look so boxy. They're wearing dude suits.
Wait, you're kidding me.
No, he's
No,
right. He's right.
no, they're literally well.
Mhm.
Obviously, they're tailor made to for women, but when you look at the design and the way how it shapes around them, that is a dude suit. That
Wait,
is a
they're
man suit.
wearing a dude's suit, Ron?
No, they're
Yes.
wearing a dude suit. Period.
Yeah. He's saying, and I
Like
do agree. Go ahead, Wolf.
before they were wearing the suits that were tailor made for women, women's suits, right?
Right.
But
Right.
like these days now, even with the girls when they put them in suits, they're wearing dude suits. They're
They're
wearing
carpeted
men.
in.
They're
Like
wearing
those are from. Every time I see them wearing those suits, I'm like, those are for men. Those are for men. You got your own suit. Why y'all wearing a dude's clothes? And I'm not talking about women that want to be androgynous. I'm talking about women that are in particular are best known for their femininity, and they're wearing these dude suits. I'm like, what the hell you wearing these dude suits? You got your own suits. Y'all got your own female suits.
Welcome to the world of fashion.
Wolf is correct. You've got too many women wearing
And
pantsuits designed for men.
I'm not done. Don't get me even started on the men's suit dresses.
Oh God!
Is this like that one fashion designer that always looks like a two-legged centaur every time he comes out on the walkway?
Probably. But my thing is, you got the ladies who are. But my thing is, you got the ladies who are literally wearing a full-on dude suit, right?
Or they're
Right,
wearing
you got-
practically nothing, and like you paid hundreds of $1,000s for what now?
Oh my gosh, it's the Emperor's New Clothes, runway edition.
Dark just bring up the other flip side of that coin too. The chicks that wear nothing but see-through fucking sheesh or
Yes.
mesh all over their fucking underwear.
Don't
have
object.
And they call it a dress.
Clothes on.
You have seen Marlene Dietrich in tuxedo. She was golds.
Yeah,
Oh,
child
that-
of flower. That's what I've been doing too. I've been really working to cut sugar out of my diet.
Cut
I
the corn syrup. That helps a lot more.
Yes. Yeah, I've been learning to cook without sugar and sugary stuff since I've been doing that myself. It's been helping. It's been really helping. I'm proud of where I've come in the last 2 years. I'm so proud of myself and how better I am.
One
I'm
of
halfway there.
oh, sorry.
Well, see, here's the thing, child of flower, and I agree with Wolf for saying if you're going to wear a suit, the women today, they wear suits designed for men. You need to have the suit designed for a female, and that can be possible. But they're not. They're putting on suits designed for men. They're actually putting on men's clothing and strutting out in it. But it doesn't work that way. You have to get a suit. You can wear suits if you're a suit gal. You can wear a suit that is designed feminine and very female. And what they're doing is they're wearing these men's suits that do not look feminine on them. It looks masculine. So all the curves that make a woman who she is, they're losing by putting on these men's suits.
I'm looking at Jennifer
To be
check her right now, and she wearing what amounts to being a tomboy outfit sometimes when she's not wearing a dress, but she's wearing dresses. She's wearing women's fashion. She's wearing women's clothing.
Well, to
Okay,
be fair,
but I barely see her in a suit, and even when she's in a suit, she's wearing a woman's suit. Okay, she's wearing a chick suit. She know what the hell she is. Her mama raised her right.
Go on, Marty. What were you saying?
well, I was gonna say, besides making sure you wear the right suit for your bod and all that, the right suit for your gender and all that, there's also different body types for the men's fashion line. iFrame could fit just about any type of suit imaginable. the other types of suits that were made for different body types, same thing. If you're going to wear a men's suit, wear the right one. And on that matter, my favorite suits I'd seen so far was Johnny Depp, because he had great use of jewelry, and Snoop Dogg, because he had a nice use of prints with the pink. And this was during that time when they decided to make it be full-on activist runway at some ball somewhere. It was like, great. So you had a AOC wearing some dress that said "Eat the Rich" across her bum bum. And then you had some guy that had it. I guess it was supposed to be two people making out, but he wore a knitted sweater to a formal event.
Oh, it's that Met Gala. Oh my, that thing gets more outrageous every year. It's more
Yeah, and
outrageous
the dumbest
every
part
year.
is, it's like, if it's a Met
I
Gala,
think
I
that's
would have
supposed to-
loved to see someone in a
Not to
full
cut
suit
in,
of
but I
knight's
think that's
armor.
supposed to be the point, but they take it way too far.
Yeah,
It
like
would have been
Ellen
more.
Page. I mean, Elliot Page.
It would have been more fun to
It's
see
Ellen.
someone show up in a full set of knight's armor.
We
Well,
saw how
heck,
that
it's the
happened.
Met Gala for that matter. Might as well show up in
Oh,
a
we
chainmail
saw.
bikini and a ball gown.
Oh, we saw.
Skirt, that is.
Oh, we saw what somebody wore at what amounts to medieval armor. We call the thing Zendaya.
Oh yeah.
Zendaya?
Yes. Mhm.
We call that thing Zendaya. Oh my God, that so-called armor suit that she wore. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
what
You
was
talk
they
about,
thinking?
you talk about the one that made her look like C3PO?
Yeah,
Yeah, I said the same thing. I'm like, who?
Oh.
let me show
Yeah.
you what a chick suit looks like. Okay,
Well, right quick, while you do that, do you think if we
that's a chick suit.
crowdfund over $100,000 for let's say Henry Cavill to wear like a
Oh, neat.
Warhammer suit of armor and plan on killing the heretics at a award show, do you think he'd do it?
Probably.
Maybe if you talk him into it, stranger. But I definitely think a lot of people would love to see
On
that.
screen is a chick suit.
Yes.
That is Jenna Ortega in a chick's. She's wearing a woman's suit.
That's not a woman's suit. There's no skirt.
Is Zendaya's
But
push
technically,
almost up so she could
it's fitted around her body. Not necessarily accentuating her curves or
She-
anything like that, but it's fitted and tailor-made to fit a woman.
You
Yes,
can
I
clearly
used to
see
quote
she's
from
female.
Catwoman.
Oh.
Yes,
It
yes.
was a
I used
lady
to quote-
suit. Like you had like the kind of suitish attire, but it had those shoulders, but then it had the flowy skirt or something.
Mhm.
Those look
The
nice.
flowy parts were made from chainmail, and then she had the the leg armor on the outside. At least on one of them. The other one was a dune suit. It actually looked a lot better than the weird C3PO outfit.
It's official. I'm ready to champion. Bring back dress code. Bring back the dress code.
The
You
only
take-
time I want to
Nothing-
see pants on a woman is if she's in the military.
In a weird turn of events, nothing brings back dress code
She-
better
that-
than bad fashion, actually.
Mhm.
She's that
Yeah.
she's that putting the see-through stuff too, but I mean, bro, like even then I'm like,
Yeah, it's like how
Mm-mm.
come the adult shows, the adult award shows, all these adult actresses dress more appropriately than the
That's
actual
what I'm
adult
saying.
actresses?
I remember-
It's weird.
I remember I saw the YouTube post about Jaden Smith's little head attire.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
I put in the comment section, right? I said, you know, society is failing when the freaking AVN awards dress way more appropriately than this awards.
Now, I'm not
Yeah.
saying I want to see Brie Larson do some BJs or hand jobs or anything. I'm not saying she needs to go.
I don't
that
know what
far
goes
just to
on
get
at the
attention, but
AVNs, but bro,
if you're gonna go to a show with almost nothing, what's the point? Just fucking take it off. Like, just show the world. Like, you're pretty much a nudist at this point.
I
You're
mean, they
not
wear some
hiding
wild stuff
anything.
at the AVNs, but like, bro, when they're
Mhm.
really going out there for the awards taking ceremonies, they dress appropriately. They dress with some
Mhm.
class.
Yeah,
Which is
Real
Like
weird.
class.
that wild stuff is mostly. I think the wild stuff is mostly for the conventions, mostly.
Yeah. It's just, I think
No,
this is
no one
irony.
wants
They
their
make their
gross
living
porn.
without clothes, and the other actresses make their living with clothes, but yet the non-clothes wearing actresses are more decent than the ones who keep the clothes on and scream, "Don't objectify me. I'm not just a pair of tits and legs. That's not my value." But also, look at me pay 500,000 for a couple of patches of leaves and stuff.
Look at me pay for my pasties.
Who did that?
They are on my dress.
Who did that?
Which one?
I don't
Uh,
know.
I don't know. It's what some of those see-through dresses look kind of like to me.
I know, but I'm like you,
I think
you
I
guys are
recall
being
one
very
show. I
oddly
think it was the
specific
music
here.
one where somebody was just wearing grass. And of course, you can't ever not escape the Gaga thing where she's just wearing meat.
yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I
How
had
can anyone
never
forget
seen
that?
Lady Gaga wearing the meat suit. I just saw a parody of it by the guy who did Av- I don't know, it was like some Romanian guy, and he did a couple of fat neighbors, and one of them wore a dress made out of bacon. And it was animated in a Hanna-Barbera style, so it was kind of funny.
But
I'm
yeah,
surprised
I
like
remember
I'm
that.
surprised
And
like,
that
she didn't
was
get
weird.
chased by any dogs that want to like want all that meat.
Yeah.
I think she probably had some really good security, though. Though this is also the same person that during an interview admitted she liked sleeping in furniture shaped like an egg.
Mhm. And you know, what
I wish we would
still
get that
baffles me
Gaga
about
back.
the meat suit is how much do you think that cost? Just meat lined up on string. Like, how much do you think that would cost?
A few good $200-300.
Yeah, over 100,000
Yeah.
Yeah.
for meat, like common meat. It's like you just get out of a butcher store. It's like
See,
I'm gonna
address Hate's comment about her albums don't sell
they suck.
in her
Her
fame.
music shit.
The problem I have with Lady Gaga is the fact that she can sing. She just makes a career on trying not to sing.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not
I agree.
And she also kind of wants to be like another knockoff Madonna.
Mhm.
Yeah,
even
everybody.
though like Madonna like did everything that we have witnessed as like Gaga performed, she did that way before she was born.
And Madonna
Yes.
actually can sing
Yeah.
to
Before
some degree.
before she started to mess up her face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
agree
by
there.
the 2000s she kind of went bleh.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because I have all of Madonna's, not all of them, but mostly her albums. Because back in the day, she made good music and her concerts was good. Nobody realized that she is a good performer live. You
Mhm.
get a show out of her. She gives a good performance. Now, as far as
But
Bubba, are you
I
talking
agree with you there.
Lady Gaga acting? Yes.
She can't act for shit.
Yeah, especially in that one movie with
I think Lady
Bradley
Gaga is an
Cooper?
okay actress.
The Star Was Born.
You didn't think her
No.
acting was good in that? I think she's okay.
That one movie with, well, since you mentioned Star, it was with the guy from the new sequel trilogy who played Kylo Ren.
Oh, Gotti, House of Gucci.
Yeah,
House of
yeah,
God.
and
Yeah.
I almost
Mhm.
bust out laughing when you have the scene of him going down on her, like literally, and she's making the like is
Old
wow.
faces.
That's just phoning it in and badly. Like,
You're making me want to look at that now, just to critique it.
Oh my
go
God.
ahead.
Only Dark would remember that.
I like the
Well,
frog
that's
scene
the
in
only
Puff
memorable
Fairy
thing about
Diaries
that
better.
movie. That's the
Pretty
only
much.
memorable thing about that movie. I mean, I don't. Does anybody remember anything? If anybody has seen that movie, do y'all remember anything from that movie besides
You know,
that scene.
I've never seen it.
I ain't seen it either because it had Gaga's face on it. So I'm like, nope. If she's the leading lady, nope.
You're not missing anything.
I know
I only
I'm not.
watched part, but I only saw that part, and that's all I remember. 'Cause that's where
I'm like,
I think out.
It's like I wrote some film in my damn drink. What the hell?
I think her acting is okay. I
You
don't
think
find her
so?
yes, compared to other singers who have tried to be
My
actors.
impression was Sensei a Dane to kill for, and that was all I needed to know. Bitch
Well, I thought-
bitch looked like she was just staring at something, but not Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that one scene.
well,
I mean, she gives him a coin or a dollar, but I'm like, bro, like it almost looked like they were shot separately because
Because he didn't have his bat suit, because they never went beyond the Bat trilogy.
My thing was, it almost looked like they were shot differently, even though, yeah, entirety of Sensei, both movies were shot on green screen to some degree. But I'm like, bro, like you might well say she ain't even there with him. But she was like staring off into space, bro. I almost thought she was Amy Winehouse at one point when she popped up. I was like, they got Amy Winehouse. That's Lady Gaga. Okay, she looks like Amy Winehouse. I wish it was Amy Winehouse.
Well,
Wasn't she dead by then?
I think
I
if
don't
she had
think so. I think she died sometime after that movie, actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
Winehouse
curious.
unfortunately joined the 27 Club.
I will
Best
say,
viewers on streamaboo.com.
Humble, what are you looking up?
We've got someone in here that's called anarchic vasectomy.
Nope, she died before. Dame to Kill For was 2014. Winehouse died in
Oh.
2011.
Huh.
Thought so.
Well, I will say this. I'd like to jump back to Wolf's comment about Lady Gaga as a singer. I do agree. Lady Gaga and another performer said this about her. She can sing. She's great on the piano, and that's where she's best at. If you strip down all the goggly gunk that she wears and just let her sit down a piano and start singing, she is good. You can hear it. You can hear it in her vocals. It's just like Wolf said, the costumes, which I always thought maybe that was just an act for her to do on stage while she's performing. She's this artist, but I do think there's a voice there because she was classically trained. I think she went to Juilliard, so she was classically trained in music. So I do believe she does have a very good singing voice if you really just sit down and just let her do the music.
The problem is she makes a career of pretending to sing
Right.
bad.
Right, and that's what I wish she would stop doing.
And then
I
you
think
come
it's
to Billie Eilish.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Oh, I don't. Oh no,
Look,
no.
Gaga. I would listen to her more so than Eilish because, yeah, like she's classically trained, and I remember when I listened to her collaborative album with Tony Bennett, and like a veteran like in music, and, like that was genuinely and objectively good.
Yes. Yeah, even though she was so good she was. I agree with you 100%. That proves that I think she's an all-around entertainer. If she wanted to go to Broadway, she could because she just has that kind of vocals.
As she actually mentioned, that Bennett and like what was one of her major influences. So by having the chance to collaborate with him was a dream come true for her.
Oh well, good for her because she did a good job. I have no complaints about that. She did a good job. So listening to her sing, I say that there is vocals there, but it's like Wolf said, she's making a career out of singing badly, and I wish she wouldn't do that because there is a voice there, there is talent, and there is vocals there, and she does have it.
Well, there's also like the manner of like how people took the wrong lessons like from her albums. Besides like one of her most famous, yet when you look at it in hindsight, overrated, Born This Way.
Yeah. You say it's overrated or was it underrated? I thought it was a bit overrated.
No, I said overrated.
No,
Oh,
No, they use that as a launch off point to encourage people into the whole political side of things.
Yeah,
That I'm going to say that song was a mistake.
it was.
I agree. I agree. And I think that's why the album did not sell that
The
well.
one
Because
thing I will give Gaga, and I will give her this, if she stands on something, she stands on something at
Mhm.
least, at the very least. So if she
Mhm.
stands with the gays, she stands with the gays. She stands with the furries, she stands with the furries. You know,
Mhm.
like at least she practiced what she sometimes practiced what she preach.
In other
Okay.
words,
I
she's
will,
not fake.
I did like Sia's animated music video.
and I don't think she's that political either. I think she's more dare I say artistically minded.
Yeah, definitely artistically minded.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know. I don't look
I
up on her
hesitate to say
politics.
that because her art is very subjective, but at the same time, I'm like, what is the meaning of all this?
It is one form of artistically minded.
And it comes off too try hard at times.
And plus the
Sometimes,
name. It's like
yeah.
you can't take somebody serious when it's like, oh, is this baby stuff? Gaga, Google Gaga.
Oh Lord.
Sia is still in political jail for her autism movie? Really?
Oof.
Billie English to me, or Eilish, whatever her name is
Eilish.
overrated. Eilish, thank you. I think
I call
she's
her Eilish.
A lot of them are
She
Katy
is a great.
Perry,
Yeah.
Katy
Beyonce.
Perry
Yeah,
was
I said it. I
fun
said it.
before.
Taylor Swift
Now
has a lot of coloring books out.
What is she not? Humble. I'm not surprised she has coloring books. What is she
go
not?
ahead, continue what you were about to say, Dark. I'm
I'm
sorry.
just saying
I
a
cut
lot of
you
them
off.
are terrible, and like even Beyonce. And yeah, I said it. Screw everybody. I said it. Beyonce
And each their
sucks.
own.
I'm gonna say what I said. I'm gonna say what I said in the last Nothing Cast stream with Ishii. That bitch got some nerve to really want to play the black politics card when she made her career bleaching her skin, dyeing her hair, curling it up sometimes, and straightening it out sometimes, trying to be with these blonde white bitches. Got her nerves to dress up like the Black Panthers on the Super Bowl. Fuck
Oh
them,
yeah.
by the way. Don't even take what I'm saying right now as an endorsement of the Black Panthers at all, because I don't like the motherfuckers. I never did as a kid. I have all the historical proof to submit my hatred towards them motherfuckers. But I
Wait,
digress.
are
Had the
are the
nerve to dress like them, but still continue to straighten her hair, dye it blonde, dye it white sometimes, or anything besides brown, and then want to always make this black power bullshit that in her songs, and then want to dabble into some country.
wait? She dressed up as as that one racist group that dressed up like the Blue Oysters at the gay bar in Police Academy, the Blue Oyster.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
I
police hat leather daddy.
YMCA.
I,
YMCA.
I I have to concur with Wolf. I was very much a Beyonce fan, but then when she got into this political and she said that year at the Super Bowl she wanted to show her blackness, I was like, what is she talking about?
What?
Well, you got some fucking nerve to be saying some bullshit like that when your ass barely even look black at this point. Bitch, you look damn near fucking mulatto. We know what your skin tone is. We remember what your skin tone looked like way back when. We knew what
Oh,
your
yeah.
hair color looked like way back when. Look at what you're trying to do and what you're doing to impress these white folk. We know you in there. We know you love licking their armpits.
I
Okay,
like how they're jumping ship to country now, rappers and the pop artists, and they're all
Here's the thing: rappers was
they're all
already
staying
dabbling
right.
in country
Okay,
before her ass even
wait.
dabble in that shit. The
Yeah.
thing is, you had Phil Mob coming out. You had Ludacris jump in on that a little bit. with
What?
Phil Mob, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember Georgia?
Ludicrous. Yeah, I
Georgia,
remember Georgia.
Georgia,
I
we
like
on the
did
ride
learn a new
all the
line
time.
dance
Ain't nothing on my
this evening
mind.
that was called the
We ain't
Church
playing
Clap.
with you. Y'all remember that? You don't remember that, Don? That was in late 2000s. He
Oh,
did
you're
that with Phil
right.
Mob.
But I just love the fact that they're jumping ship into this, and you already got the argument spinning like, oh, they're just the original. Yeah, quotations, the originators of country that was just culturally appropriated from us and shit.
Oh yeah, I've been
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
that a lot. Yeah.
Every time I hear that argument and couple it with this social demographic owned business, I close my wallet because it's like I don't want to feed that machine. I mean, that would
I
have been like if someone said this was owned by the woolly mammoth mouse. It's like, what did they do? Stick cheese crumbs everywhere? Did they take shredded cheese and line it into a computer?
Yeah. Well, not to mention, well, the whole notion of cultural appropriation is bullcrap because like for centuries, like there has been an incident of cultural exchange between two different groups of people for years, and it's thanks to that exchange, like if that didn't happen, like they would have been lost in the sands of time.
Absolutely true. When Beyonce first came on the scene, I was a huge fan because, like I said, he was someone glamorous and feminine and making music finally, and then she just turned all political. I'm like, what happened? What are you
I'm just
talking
saying.
about?
One time, me and my mother
Politics.
agreed on
She's
one thing. That bitch was trying too hard when she got on that
Yeah,
fucking on that Super Bowl with that country bullshit.
yeah.
yeah.
And,
But even
bro,
before
when I was
that,
watching that shit, I'm like looking at that shit just flabbergasted and just stone faced with a book in my hand. And the first thing that came out of my mouth, trying too hard. And my mom was like, "Yep, she trying too hard." I was like, "For one, something we agree upon, mother."
Black
but
people
There's
attended
a whole no,
everything but can't
I'm not
make
even
Wakanda a reality.
yeah, I'm not even gonna get into me and my mom what happened last year, but yeah, that was like the happiest thing that ever happened. It was just the fact that both me and my mom agreed the bitch was trying too hard.
yeah, but even before that, like when you look at the like behind the scenes like history with her as well as like Disney's Child, like what led to their disbandments, it does like cause your respect and admiration for Beyonce to decrease.
No, I never really listened to Beyonce anyway. I was more country music, I guess.
She made a
That's
whole lot of
okay.
breakup and man ain't shit songs too in her career.
Well, so does Swift. I mean, I think the joke
Yes,
pretty much is everything's a breakup song.
it
Yeah.
is. I don't
There's
listen to
also
anything by Taylor
Well,
Swift.
now that y'all bring that up,
look.
did y'all ever notice sometimes when there was a brand new female singer, rapper, whatever, right? They come out with a great single, right? Really good
Hmm.
single where that was their breakout song. That like you give about maybe 2 months or so, or maybe a year later, they're relegated to making breakup song or dudes ain't shit songs.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. That
Like
that
Fifi Dobson one time. Fifi Dobson had everything, right? Really
Mm.
good song, nice song. Nothing to really write home about, but it was hers. Then she did Ghost. I was like, what? I'm like, it's a fine song, but like that, I started listening to that when I started noticing a pattern. Even Paramore, Haley Williams,
Yeah.
she started doing that shit for a while.
And
A,
my
a great
answer to that
example,
was.
Avril Lavigne.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she been love.
Remember she used to sing about a girl in waiting or a dude that was like keeping her at suspense or you know
Yeah.
or cat fight songs. She used to have a few of
Hmm.
those in her belt.
Yes.
Then she started making more breakup songs and dudes ain't shit songs.
They drank the Kool-Aid, and now all they got is cats and box wine.
Like, well, she was married to Chad Krieger for a while.
Ugh.
I don't know if
Dude,
the cats and
dude,
box
like,
wine would last.
bro. When I heard that she married Chad Krieger, I was like, "That's your fucking uncle." I ain't saying that's her blood uncle, but like, dude is old enough to be her fucking uncle, dude. I'm like, that dude is old enough to look. Dude look old enough to be your fucking daddy.
Well, she is an uncle fucker, I guess.
I guess so. And when you see them together, I'm like, bro, May December romance there. Jesus.
I should say, but I don't know if I need to go there. But
No, you
One
need
more-
to go there. Go ahead. It's free for all today. We're in a chill stream. We can stretch our legs, let our guts, everything.
Yeah, just take it all off and let it out.
dark.
Oh, she's a brick.
Modern
Ow.
Wakanda isn't Wakanda; it's lame Afrofuturism. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
I was about to bring,
Wakanda-
I want
well,
to bring
well,
that
here's-
up one. I want to bring that one time up when they had the Wakanda Forever stream. I want to bring that shit. I was like Wakanda ain't even fucking Wakanda in the fucking movies. The motherfucker made that shit into a fucking modern day African city that just so happens to have futuristic trappings.
It's
Like,
not,
ain't,
it's
like,
not
ain't
that
that
even
about a bitch?
right. It's not even accurate to how Wakanda like was and what it can be again in the comics.
I'm like, Jesus,
It's
like
just- it's
Atlantis
another
look better than
disrespect to
Wakanda
Jack
and
Kirby.
Aquaman.
Well, the part I found kind of funny was, well, they had the part I found kind of funny was Black Panther and his sister was the racist,
Mm-hmm.
and the one guy that I actually felt sorry for was the token white guy because everyone picked on him.
Yeah,
That was
that's what I
Ryan
hear.
Coogler's writing.
I know who you're talking about.
If it was the
Martin-
Russos that wrote that movie, you know, Suri would not say some shit like that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
'cause at least with the Russos, they are actual real fans of comic books.
Yes, you can tell.
It would have been a bit funnier if the guy that they picked on was the one that ended up being right all along.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I was
will
writing
keep
Black
the universe
Panther,
is saying they picked on the conspiracy theorist, and he turned out to be right about everything.
like I said, if I was writing Black Panther, that shit wouldn't even happen in the first place. The motherfuckers wouldn't even be that fucking hard headed and thick head like that at all.
The only
Because-
thing the Black Panther movie did nicely is they addressed that one little fan critique, like, oh yeah, it's like Afrofuturism. It's like the greatest place for Black people in this one secretive part of Africa, but the whole other continent of Africa, all the other Black people, yeah, not so great. Like what? And they put them on this soapbox, like, yeah, we're the great. We do things. We are the Afro power. And so, what do you do for all the others? Fuck them.
Mhm.
Right.
And then the movie, of course, ends like, oh, we're gonna be better. We're gonna be open to all of our other father brothers and sisters. And then the sequels happen, like, oh, nothing really changed. I wonder why.
It would have been, I don't know. It would have actually been a bit funnier if they had more of the conflict that was going on between T'Challa and that one other tribe. I forget what they were
The
M'Baku.
Ape
called.
Tribe.
M'Baku. Yes,
The
if
M'Baku
they actually
tribe.
had that be the main thing. And the reason why the rest of the continent stayed away was because if they went there, spears would go flying. And it would fit too, because there are some tribes that the reason why they are not contacted is they will shoot.
the
Though-
reason
The real reason why is so they don't get sick, but they did kill a missionary that tried to go and spread the love of God to to a tribe that did not want to be contacted.
good. That's why he.
Mhm.
He's like, oh,
But
we have
also,
the grace and love of
according
God
with-
with us, and we will spread it to these other. Don't go there; they're dangerous, and they will shoot you. It's like God will protect.
yeah,
Or they get
But-
caught, and they're
but-
like, save us, but please don't harm and kill. That is a sin. Like, fuck you, we're saving your ass. If you didn't
Yeah.
want anybody dead, then don't go in there.
Wakanda didn't do.
What were you going to say, Dom?
well, first let Marty finish what Ultra said.
Oh, okay. Continue, Humble. I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. I was just reading the comments right here. Wakanda didn't do nothing during the Blood Diamond trade, and
not
M'Baku
wrong.
should have eventually had a falling out with Wakanda and basically turn on them due to how corrupt Wakanda had become. Yeah, that
It's
actually
man-
sounds a
it's-
bit better. That actually would work.
Yeah, and the Jabbar, and look,
Or
Look,
the ongoing
it's
slave
Manny.
trade with the Middle East.
right? Yeah, and yeah, look, come on, I'm gonna say this that Man Ape, yes, that's who he is.
I thought it
He
was
is.
White Ape, or
No.
was it something
No,
else?
it's Man Ape. Yeah, because
No wonder why they
for
changed
some-
that. Regardless,
because to them, then with these people, it's racist.
If anyone is racist, it's Disney, because Wakanda Black Panther could have been a good film and a good movie, but
And also,
The sequel
be
was worse.
respectful to Jack Kirby.
right. But instead, they tokenized it. They pandered to it instead of giving us exactly what you just said, Dom. They just turned it into pander fodder.
That's why I always counter everybody when every time they make it. They always say they Captain Marvel was the start of the decline of the MCU. No,
No.
it was really Black Panther. Y'all just
The
so happen to
one-
like Black Panther.
The one
Forget that
thing
it just
that
it just talked about racism in Africa and Black and America just now right there, and you didn't even notice it because you were too busy liking it.
dude,
Adding on to that, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Christopher Yale's Marvel Animated Universe, it was more respectful to Jack Kirby and his creations, as well as characters that came later after him, being his
That
allies
reminds me, I gotta
and
watch
Rose
that
Gallery.
to get some pointers and some frame of reference.
Earth Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, man, they even for Black Panther's standard episode, it did Man Ape, the Jabari, and Claude justice more so than the MCU.
Right. I totally 100% agree with that. It feels more like Disney. And again, I put this on Iger. I don't know how to describe it, but they were just kind of using it to sucker in the Black audience. Well, if we just do this and make sure you make it nicely, we can get the dollars out of, which they did.
Well, they also want to be
dollars out of
politically
this.
correct.
they
right.
were going after the ones that spoke up the most that happened to be elitists.
I'm just surprised they're so against Man Ape. I mean, yeah, I get that's usually a slanderous thing, being called a monkey or an ape, but at the same time, they're kind of smart and strong. But here you
Yeah,
want
and
to
the
rally
and the
around a
Jabari
hero
tribe?
that's a black pussy.
And the Jabari tribe, they are not in the comics. The Jabari are not to be messed with, and that's even but not referring to M'Baku as Man Ape. It's a disrespect to Roy Thomas and Sal Buscema, Man Ape's creators.
And let's also not forget, Black Pussy was a ripoff of the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was also going to say you could see the signs of them trying to make Shuri this girl boss in Infinity War when she and Dr. Banner are working on to help Vision, and she makes some statement about, well, surely you must have performed blah 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 blah, and Dr. Banner's like, oh duh, I didn't know that. I'm a pure dummy, and I hated that. So you're talking to Dr. Banner. He would know exactly what to do. Instead of having her show him up, you show them working together, not
They
trying
did
to
the
make
same
her the
thing when
girl
they
boss.
introduced the new Moon Girl, the little black girl.
Yeah.
Now smarter than everybody. She was even running circles around Forge, who is superpower where you could just figure out and make stuff on a whim, and she can outrun circles around him, Mr.
Wait,
Fantastic, Tony
they
Stark.
turned her into a savant and they didn't keep the kid part.
Yeah, pretty much.
The kid part
Yeah,
was what
that's another.
actually made her fun.
Well, this is the new character, not.
Yeah,
I know. It was just that I had the first book of that one before I knew what the original story was. And the part that made her fun was she was this dumb genius where she was smart enough to do all these different inventions and things like Dexter's Lab. And when she was going up against her arch nemesis, this alien, she was like, screw it. I am going to do a giant robot full of Legos. Legos are durable. And she's like, fuck it. Legos. And that's what I liked about her, because she was such a stubborn pain in the neck.
Yeah,
They didn't forget to
they didn't
write her as
they
a
didn't have
kid.
to. Yeah, that, and they also in Marvel Comics they didn't have to disrespect another of Jack Kirby's creations, which is well, yeah, Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy.
Now the part I would have thought, now the one I thought was kind of funny was they had a new indie series that came out that said, I don't want to be a magical girl. And they portrayed that kid better as this kid genius who didn't want those powers better than what Moon Girl was, because when she went into her magical mode, her wand of choice was a pipe.
I give you something that make y'all head tilt.
Okay,
Kamala Khan wasn't bad when she first started.
I agree.
She was written mostly like a superhero groupie, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the endearing part about her. Like when she was she was pretty much almost like her introduction was almost the same as Squirrel Girl with Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty much the kid who became whatever his name was later from The Incredibles. The groupie who wanted to be the sidekick in that, and then
Yeah, Buddy, aka Syndrome.
yeah, that's what I got off with.
It's Incredible. But that was the endearing part about her. To be honest, I was like, oh, I like this little girl. She's over here fangirling over Spider-Man and listening to what he's saying and utilizing her powers the way how he's specifically telling her and stuff. You know, there was never no back talk. Like back then when it came down to certain characters who were out of their element and depth in certain situations, they were listening to the experts, the ones that had the high tenure. You know, it was her first time being out there as a superhero, and all she has was stretchy powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, she really didn't have the faintest of idea of what she could do with those stretchy powers. So Spider-Man instructed her, guided her on how to use them, and that was fine. It was fun. It was really like this was a situation where Peter was as adaptable as he was in certain situations. This was in his element where he can adapt.
Problem is they just didn't really have fun with it, though. For me, I mean, the character I found kind of mid. Potential quickly squashed, unfortunately, but they just didn't have fun with it. I was thinking like, oh, it's maybe they'll actually have the Marvel version of Plastic Man.
Mm-hmm.
You could have some fun with it.
Yeah, and like when you look into, as we can read one of G. Will Wilson's like post, well, like one of the originally, really Kamala's like inspiration. Originally, it was not Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel. It was Reed, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four, which actually explains on why her powers are that as it was, like shape-shifting and elasticity.
But in the movie, she was you say she was fangirling over Spider-Man, but in the movie they have her to idolize Captain Marvel. It's got to be
that's
Captain
what they
Marvel.
did in the comics too. But
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was her thing. But the Captain Marvel, she put on a pedestal was the original one, not the Captain
And
Manders that is
Yes.
popular in the MCU.
how does this sound to you guys? You got this fucking Muslim girl, right?
From Jersey.
This Arabic girl kissing the ass of a tall, blonde, white girl. Again, I'm noticing a pattern here all the time, especially in history. Is usually blonde, white women doing all this bullshit over a century. Yeah, you got the brunettes sometimes, and you got a few redheads, fake redheads mostly, doing this shit too. But like on the whole, it's usually the blonde white woman doing this shit.
Yeah, but I think they had a better character where they kind of did the same stuff of trying to get out of the customs, those ethnic customs, and out of the shell and blah blah. Only instead of an immigrant, pretty much grown up in the Americana element. Well, Americana quotations. It's fucking New Jersey. This character straight from the Middle East, and it was Dust from the X-Men.
And she remains like one of my favorite characters from the X-Men, and her creator is Ethan Van Sciver.
And if you're wondering what her powers are, if with Dust, she's essentially Gaara from Naruto, but without a jar.
Yeah, she could turn herself into a living sandstorm.
Yeah. And they were slowly like getting her to come out of her Muslim shell and, be more open and stuff. I think before it got canned, they even got her to ditch the hijab a bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's one of the most like enduring aspects of Craig Kyle and Christopher Yost's run on New X-Men. And like her and the others, like they were actually not only treated as the next generation of superheroes, but as kids. And you actually see them like go through their individual arcs with Dust. So it's like she learns to like not only open herself up, but actually have it like become more open minded and not too rigid.
Which which was going nicely until that got canned, and then X-Men started going through the rough patches, and then further on to where they are now, and we all know where they are now.
And less said about Brian Michael Bendis' time with the X-Men, the better.
I don't really care for that anyway.
Which part? That series or the X-Men in general?
They want a quirky character. Yeah, I think the quirky character's been overplayed a bit.
Oh yeah, not to mention like they have no idea. They're doing a caricature of a quirky character because
it feels like they're trying to do more self-inserts, because when you hear them talk, it sounds like they're trying to be quirky and fun.
Yeah, yeah,
very infantile too. They talk in such an infantile way,
which is emblematic to like the ongoing issue, but not just the rampant political correctness, but also the infantilization like of the generations.
The quirky stuff usually works if the character actually has something that makes him a total klutz, not like naturally klutzy. Like for example, in the Princess Diaries, Amelia she basically found out she was a princess, and suddenly she had to do all this etiquette and royalty stuff that she clearly was not experienced in.
And aren't they making a new movie on that?
Yeah, they did a movie, and there's a movie sequel, but it follows a different path than the book series.
Yeah.
In the book series, she actually had one normal friend and one Arabic royalty friend who was on the princess side of things, and she ended up falling in love with her best friend's big brother.
Okay.
And it is funny. The book is actually pretty funny, and I read that one.
And wholesome.
But the quirky characters, you gotta have a concrete flaw. That's like any character. And you got to have a concrete strength.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason that the quirky characters are overused is because they don't understand why they're quirky and what that means. They just think that, well, if I have this character say this quirky stuff, they're going to like it, but they don't understand what it really means. They just think, oh, everybody likes a quirky character, but
Or they
no.
just find the character charming and they're having it do stupid stuff because it's fun to do.
Yeah,
You're
that
right,
too.
Hitman Wonder. Yeah, the Punisher and Ghost. Well, right quick, which Ghost Rider? There are
Oh, they-
multiple.
Yeah, if you're talking about like Carter Slade, the original before Johnny, there's Danny Ketch, Vengeance, Alejandra.
I like
Right?
Johnny and Slade more. Of course, I wouldn't mind seeing I think his mom was a Ghost Rider,
And
and this
Naomi,
is
yes,
before the woke age. So
yeah, Naomi.
yeah,
Well, but she's the mother of both Johnny and Danny.
of course, I wouldn't also, since they love doing the multiverse. I kind of still surprised nobody's ever done a multiverse. Like, hey, what would happen if Danny's sister became the Ghost Rider, like it was supposed to be?
Yeah, well, that was even explored in one of the issues of What If back in the day.
Hmm.
Oh, and by the way, Wolf, yeah, Dark actually Ultra's asking if he can join the chill stream.
Ping me.
One ping only.
Yeah, well, actually, but the last time that the Ghost Riders were handled well. Were with the Danny Ketch like Ghost Rider mini series, which if you ask me, it should have been ongoing, because it was nice to see like the original team being like back on it after some time. And Benjamin Percy's Ghost Rider run with Johnny is actually not bad.
Don't bring me on their mic.
Ghost Rider doesn't have some bad stories. It's just like I said before. This whole series never has that story. You know, the one really big, notable story that draws you in. It's just kind of fanfare, whatever stories. They're good at times, but it's like, it's not like when you go to like She-Hulk, like who's been done dirty, but still the big thing. Overrated at times, yeah, but still, the John Byrne series, or when it comes to Daredevil, he's got multiple, but of course, you can't go wrong without just saying Born Again, or anything like that. And,
Or
you go on.
You know they will mess it up if they revisited Danny's sister as Ghost Rider.
Yeah, they will.
Ask
yeah,
Moran
the modern creators, yeah, but
But-
the older creators like back then, like when it was done in one of the issues of What If, like that was handled well.
Yes,
Who's
but
blowing their damn mic?
Hmm?
nobody.
Somebody's blowing their mic.
You.
It ain't me.
You?
It's certainly not me.
I've got my headset adjusted.
Yeah, it's not me either.
But yeah, the Ghost Rider and all, and like I said, I like Johnny and Carter best, but I'm not big on Danny. I didn't care for him, and the other was afterward, especially not Car Rider. But yeah, they just don't. The Ghost Rider really has the potential of having some really good story you could knock out there, and they just never really happened yet. And I don't think with the way things are going, it will.
I mean, well, the last I can name like several storylines like that with Johnny or Danny or the other thing that comes to mind. It's him like learning the origins of his powers and actually facing off all of the swords of Zarathos, and the rise of the Midnight Sun storyline, which featured not just the brothers but also Blade, Hannibal, and the Darkhold Redeemers.
But I mean, as a solo, not the whole team dynamic. Team dynamic is, it's a team dynamic, so you got a different assortment of characters that really can balance and hold it up. Like,
But to be
the
fair,
Dark Shareholders, Blade, Strange, etc.
But to be fair, the Rise of the Midnight Sun storyline, it did start out like in the Ghost Rider solo series.
Mm.
And what led up to that was like with Danny, he got injured and he remained in his Ghost Rider form because like if he turns back, well, he'll be 6 feet under.
Yeah. But I think the best I've had with Ghost Rider is when it's like those side little ventures, kind of like a random Strange Tales thing where he's going around and just dealing with one thing and it's unrelated to a prior thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
Kind of
are
like,
fun.
yeah, those are more fun. But when it's the big arc thing, it's like there could be something you could do to make that really defining thing, but they never do it. At
Mhm.
best, you just got some random tales of things that don't really connect to one another. They're just one place here has got some bad juju, and he sorts it out. That's cool. It's
You'd
fun.
have you'd have to
Right.
make you'd have to make the overarching plot the subplot.
Mm.
And
But the
well,
problem
let's
with
get
those
back
small
to
things is you already got like even before Ghost Rider's existence, like a plethora of characters that already do that. Like, even all the way back to like Solomon Kane.
Oh yeah.
So it's not really stand out. It's nice, but it's not really stand out.
And well, on a side note, to briefly go back to like what buddy mentioned about Bleach. Yeah, I can see like Ghost Rider at the same time it's a mixture of Ghost Rider and Spider-Man because with Ichigo he has the vibe of a street hero that happens to be
He's talking
involved
about the
with
shape of
supernatural.
the skull. Looks like a
Oh.
Which
Espada mask.
yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
it
that.
kind of does.
But with Ghost Rider, yeah, like he is a character that is filled to the brim like with potential, and he has been explored before, and well, he was handled like really well, like in the '90s and even in the 2000s.
Was it Espada or Vasta Lourdes?
No, it's the Espada.
Yeah. And we have Ultra Burger with us.
Hey, how y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We
Yes.
can hear you, man.
yeah.
Now,
Glad you could join us,
now
man.
look, motherfucker. Look here. Look here. I hope you got coherent sentence this time and not go on a tirade, okay? Because we know how you is sometimes when we get cookies in your system, you be flying off the handle. Look, man. We almost at the tail end of this stream. Give us something meaty to grip on, okay?
I was gonna say some slurs, but you be some, you made me feel
Please remove your mouth from her asshole so we can
Oh
hear
my
you
God.
properly.
No. This is America. I can do what I want. You fucking time.
I like your pants around your feet.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm talking about I was bringing up the Ghost Rider. I'm reading the Danny's version of Ghost Rider when it's bringing up Lilith. And I've noticed that I did not know. I guess the only Ghost Riders I know is Johnny, Danny, and that the guy with the car, the Hispanic one.
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie. Apparently, there's like two others. I think at least three if the Punisher counts. There's a Nicaragua girl from
Yeah,
Asia.
Alejandra.
I didn't know. All I know is she has some big toe titties, and if she didn't really do her job well, she kind of sucked. And there's like a Navajo Ghost Rider. I didn't know that existed. He must be new because I was reading one of the newer Midnight Sun runs. I got it pretty cheap, and night and day. All Marvel and New Marvel. It's hilarious because I'm reading Midnight Suns from like the '80s, and everyone's screaming at each other. There's guns going off. It's complete testosterone. It's beating the shit out of each other. Then I'm reading the new Midnight Sun, and it's very Tumblr. And it's kind of like we're talking about like demons and shit. Why is everyone looking all creepy? Why is it all like pastel colors? It's not like this is hell. Make it look like hell. I
Yeah.
want to see. I want Mephisto to show up. I want Ramona's version of Mephisto, so it looks like a weird ass bird frog with some man titties. That's what I want to see the new
I'm
show.
glad you mentioned the Tumblr-esque style of artwork that we've been seeing in these fucking comic books because They seem to be so fucking in tune to those colors, and it really paints a picture to their nature, softness.
Okay,
Yeah.
the thing is, that color scheme could work if it was Amethyst, the princess of the Gem World, where the hell. That would make more sense because it's more like a fantasy. But if
It
it's like
would
Midnight,
work too if it was just a scene where everybody's relaxed.
yeah, like if it's she's in the world and like, oh, it's all beautiful stuff, make it all bright and pink and shit. And then when you get to the darker stuff, make it more like, yeah, this is reality now. Like that's my problem with. Well, that's probably the reason why they went to rid of the Punisher because he can't do anything quirky with him. I mean, technically you can. They made him black. That was funny, but you can't do anything. I guess fun or what they consider fun. Like Punisher works with the grit. Blade works with the grit. Ghost Rider, when they do it right, works with more gritty, more mature esque, more violent. You know, you can't really do all they're at the barista ordering some cafe. You know, this is Punisher who kills human traffickers. You know, that's not really a fun subject to tackle. Ghost Rider fights demons, and anyone who associates with demons. Which usually involves human sacrifice. Kids getting ripped apart. Like, man, you can't be a Spider-Man character in that. Blade mm, kills vampires and also demons, but also vampires. That's a lot more grittier. So like, this is the reason why they're kind of like thrown to the side of it because it's not as I guess what he assumes it's not marketable. I would say they're just not talented to write darker stories. The only guy I know to write darker stories is Garth Ennis, and he shows up once in Blue Moon to write a Punisher story, and then he leaves to go write something else about how much he hates superheroes, or the SES is super cool, and then he'll show up, make another Punisher story, then he'll disappear somewhere in some Guinness induced nightmare. It, it's it's kind of like insulting when you get down to it. You got these cool characters, but we won't touch them because our writers are so infantile. They can't wrap their brain around something that's not quirky, which is kind of it sucks because they're cool characters.
Yeah, yeah, they really are. Now, though, I will say like Crystal's Gage, like he can do like mature stories as well because that's been seen like in his Ghost Rider run back in the mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, but
And Clayton, but like the pairing between him and Clayton Crane, like perfect.
I know they have the omnibus for what the hell is it? Daniel Way. I think they have the Daniel Way.
Oh yeah. Daniel Way's run of Ghost Rider is also good.
Yeah, I'm getting the 81 first before I get to Daniel Way, but yeah, actually, when I get down to it, it's kind of weird that Marvel Max never did a Ghost Rider story. That kind of bugs me. It's like one of the few characters like
No
that
Ghost Rider Max at all.
I mean, Blade had one, which is kind of adapting the movie, or at least something that's in with the movie. Then you got, only Punisher is the one I really. I know Black Widow had 3 issues.
And even Pete Wisdom of all people received a Max title.
Yeah, that's weird. It sounds like they like to like we got the Punisher in this super mature story. While the other characters, we didn't think that far ahead. Okay, get off our heads. Because like Nick Fury and Punisher is like the only ones that like thrive in that environment, which is supposed to be a lot darker, a lot grittier. I mean, Nick Fury, Marvel Max runs are fantastic. They're like spy espionage. Nick Fury is just a curmudgeon piece of shit who just does not take shit from anybody. I love that. I mean, what was in, I think, some kind of not Cuba island, and the UN guy keeps doing him shit for smoking cigars.
And men, when they're supposed to be men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I love Nick Fury when he whips the generals when he found out they did a false attack on the Russians, and he found out, and he took out his belt and started whipping one guy, just started going crazy because like he is old school, scary Cold War vet. He's been tortured by the Viet Cong. He's been through so much stuff that no one can really think of. I mean, that's 5 steps ahead of everybody else. So when you do something really stupid, he's going to tell you you're stupid. He's going to beat you to death. He's like, yeah, he's super cool. That's Nick Fury. Nick Fury, when someone else doesn't write him, that isn't Garth Ennis, it's just kind of like he's there and doesn't do anything. And I just kind of feel like they're missing the meat. That's like it's very fluff, mostly modern from the big two. I think that's the other one too. It's mostly fluff. Nothing you can bite into. Nothing you can enjoy. The art's not pleasing to the eye most of the time. The dialogue's not as snappy or as hammy as it was back then, or when I say back then, like the 2000s and backwards. It's missing that that little zip, a little pep. It's just you read it and you forget, and you're like, oh, there's nothing that sticks out, nothing that you remember. Like you guys probably can read a comic like 2 years ago, and you can remember either the whole run or you remember sort of scenes or dialogues or panels that really stick out. And you remember it, connected to that issue. If you read anything now, I mean, you guys probably can't figure out what happened because it's just it's blah. It is slop, as kids say that it's slop. That's definitely it's missing that zip, that pep, that burns into your brain. What that is, it's just kind of just air.
You're not wrong. And I'm surprised that there hasn't been a Howard Chaykin run of Nick Fury and Shield because like everything like with his American Flag series, like I can see him like doing Fury and Shield justice.
They probably couldn't do it because it probably step on toes of somebody else that's more friendly with the editors. So I'm not going to do it. I mean,
look at their armpits.
I mean, to be honest, a lot of people that got their jobs today are still getting jobs. It's because they're buddies with people in the higher ups. I mean, it's obvious. It's not, it's not a secret.
There's nothing arguing against that either. It's
yeah.
Really, obvious.
Well, also either like how they got their jobs. Either they pulled it Gail Simone, or they worked in the crappy comic book news sources like Comics Alliance and CBR, just to name several examples.
I haven't read CBR in a long time. I just feel like, I don't care. It has too many ads on it. It crashes my computer. I don't want to get near that vile site.
I mean,
obviously, don't use Bleeding Cool because otherwise your laptop or computer is going to be filled to the brim with viruses.
The thing is, we've all done a science dance so many times. Circle back to this discussion multiple times, and just looking at the patterns of everything, they really have no business sense whatsoever. Even if they do, like we all know where where they put their education into. We also know what that education led to, and we also know where they get there. It's just so crazy how they continue to recycle the same business strategy, or quote unquote business strategy, is keep announcing every single time. Keep announcing. And then when all else is failing, they still rely on the movies. The only thing that's keeping them afloat is the movies. To some degree, yes, but like even that's starting to that well's starting to dry up. Have y'all noticed that?
Yeah, because they're not leading them into the comics.
But the thing is that
when the show's dried up.
Even then, it's like their whole mode is they're trying to make everything like the movies now, and the media, just to name a few. That's why you see a whole lot of changes with a lot of characters. I mean, hell, now these days, and I extend this to every other everything outside of Marvel. The whole multiverse thing is really just like that's something that should never even been entertained to the degree it's been entertained now.
Back then it was used sparingly, and And like back, and even like back in our generation
Have
before,
have you
where
noticed
like
that
where
a
could
lot of shit now has to have a fucking multiverse? Us,
Oh yeah.
bro, if
yep,
the fucking MonsterVerse introduced the multiverse, I'm fucking out.
They
That's
have
that is the only time I'll quit the MonsterVerse is if they introduce multiverse. Like,
They already did.
What they do?
Feige.
Don't you remember? Singular Point.
Well, that's Singular Point. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
that's
but
singular
they made
point.
Godzilla multiverse, so that means it's connected to the MonsterVerse. It is
No way.
Godzilla.
I'm just saying,
Nah.
if I start seeing signs of that shit in the MonsterVerse, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
Look,
'Cause
back then,
that
like
point,
older creators, like how they utilize the multiverse theory in fiction. They not only did it like besides research, they were also creative as they use it sparingly. That's the key word. They use it sparingly and not as a shield to protect themselves from like well-deserved critiques.
well,
I bring Rick and Morty.
they're using
Exactly.
I
they're
just miss when adaptations were just adaptations. They didn't need to be part of some big universe. It just like here's my version of this. That's it. Done. No, we need to make it a whole universe,
But
and it's all connected.
one thing I want to
No.
get at, want to get across is the fact that when multiverse was a thing, that was just it. It was just a thing. It wasn't really the big deal. It was
Right.
like say for instance back in the 90s when they even tried to when they even did that like alternate back then was just
Sliders?
alternate universe where somebody just got flung into another universe where things went differently. Like say for instance Power Rangers Ninja Storm, that one episode where
Wait, hold on. Ninja Storm was 2000s
Or
for
some
90s.
time travel thing.
Yeah, no, but the
semantics,
90s.
motherfucker.
Hey,
My
the
point
90s.
is,
Sliders is more apt.
I'm just saying when they
You're not Vegeta, so you're not a Saiyan.
what I'm saying is that when even back in them days when you were entertained that was just a one-off thing. It was not the thing unless the series was surrounding that thing.
Like TMNT.
Yeah. Well,
You're not wrong.
was it the 03 one?
No, even far back in the
Right.
Oh yeah,
80s with
yeah,
the comics.
with the 80s.
But
Yeah,
they touched on multiverse. 'Cause that was just part of the lore.
Go ahead, Lane. What are you going to ask?
No, I was just going to say about the multiverse, particularly Disney. They have abused that trope. They have abused it, and now they use this as an excuse to show that, first of all, they're out of ideas, they're not creative, and they don't know how to write. And number two, they overuse it to make some excuse or give some sort of reason to bring in maybe a particular character that they want us to like that doesn't has no connection to a story whatsoever. We got to do it somehow. So I think they've abused it. It has become so overabused now. It's just you roll your eyes now.
Because we're supposed to be focusing things on the main universe in the first
Right.
place. That's a big distraction.
Yes.
The things that they've already set up, they're not really they're barely even following up on enough. And even if they are, it's just mostly a thing that's happening. Like say for instance the Celestial that almost emerged from the planet. They're using that as the basis of adamantium. Okay, what are you gonna do with the adamantium now? Like they're only saying is the only thing that served was name dropping.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even express what it is. They said it's adamantium, so that all the audience will be like, "Oh snap, Wolverine, Wolverine's coming." All snap, it's Wolverine. No, they choose not to elaborate enough about it. Oh, we're just gonna mine it for adamantium. Like, okay, how the hell y'all gonna do that shit? Because adamantium is supposed to be the hardest metal on the fucking planet.
Exactly.
Not
So
to
how y'all-
mention it vibrates.
Unless you melt it down.
Right, but the thing is, what are they going to use it? What are they going to use to melt it down with? Like I said, it's a it's a very delicate process of how you do it. Like it's not going to just take a laser to it and just suddenly you cut
Right.
out the metal.
Man,
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Wakanda magic science.
right?
So
That's it. The
whenever
Wakanda's
Captain
getting
America's shield hits someone on the head like a hat, what does it make it sound like a gong?
We're not talking about vibranium. We're talking about adamantium, though.
The
Adamantium-
shield was made. Oh yeah, shield's made of vibranium.
Those
Yeah.
are two
Adamantium.
different metals,
Yeah.
Adamantium originally is a knockoff of vibranium.
right? But
Yeah.
the thing is, they just now introduced the metal into this universe. That's my thing.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get across to you guys is that they just now introduce adamantium. I'm like, okay, what does it do? You gotta explain to the audience that are kind of young. Not saying that the kids are dumb or anything that they don't know comics, but you gotta explain. You gotta really drop that in there. You don't just drop that in there in the hostess of us going, oh snap, it's Wolverine. Wolverine's coming. Wolverine's gonna be here. Wolverine's in the you confirmed. And
I
it's
just
late
had a
in
fun-
the damn universe, in the damn timeline too, mind you.
Yes. No, he's right. Wolf, they
in 2025 or later 2027 or some shit like that.
Wolf is correct. They throwing in when you bring anium, it's not to contribute to the story. How does this contribute to the story? They're thinking that they're gonna go wild and jump up and down, do backflips in the theater because now they're believing, oh, Wolverine's gonna show up. Bucky's arm will now become adamantium. Oh God, we can't wait. That's what they're going for. Not how does this
Buddy
contribute to the story.
Buddy Smith bring back my next critique of where this whole timeline is going. This is getting to the resource wars. Into some resource wars bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
We are for some reason Earth is fighting over some fucking resources that really should not fucking matter to them at all. Like the vibranium bullshit between the Wakandans and all over the fucking world. It's like who gives a fuck if they found vibranium pockets? You got the big source, motherfuckers.
And
besides,
that was
it's out of
pure
your
hypocrisy.
jurisdiction.
Like, oh no, we don't like you transgressing our borders, but watch us just fuck your borders because you found your own source of our magic metal.
Mm-hmm. And vibranium, Jesus Christ, what they did with vibranium in Black Panther, it fucking got on my nerves, big time. It got on my nerves, fierce, dude. My whole thing is, like I said, it's like, what are these fucking resources that they are fighting so hard about in these fucking movies? Like, you got freaking Shang-Chi establishing a black market or big fucking crime wave about to happen with 10 Rings bullshit, and they got fucking big resources and shit. You got the Eternals. I don't know what the fuck they dealing with, but I'm sure it's resource related. It's all about this resource shit. They're shifting the narrative over the talk of lack of resources, and I'm like, bro, we talked about that shit in Infinity War and Endgame. Shut the fuck up about lack of resources.
And right quick,
You're trying to make
it. They are stepping over themselves with the 10 Rings having a black market for like villain tech or even super villains, even a battle arena for that. But you remember, what was it, Homeward? Spider-Man Homeward or Homecoming?
Oh, Homecoming.
With the Vulture, like his gang, like, oh, they got like villain tech and a black market thing. Bad. We're totally on that. We know everything about them, and like, but you don't know about these guys who are much bigger threats. And also, that would have been a good way of connecting, but no, it's totally separate.
Anything you want to add, Ultra?
No. Mostly, when you mentioned Wakanda and all that stuff, I just remember popped in my head because I'm schizo, but the upcoming video game called Marvel 1933 that Amy Hennings ran.
Neat.
It pops up. Oh, nice! That scene where the one, the Black Panthers. I don't know which one. I barely know. Oh, and look, Azuri,
T'Chaka.
who no, it's a different guy. This is like 1943, so he's just a sperm at this point. It don't matter. But yeah, basically the Black Panther of that time period and Captain America like snapping at each other because we were kings and shit. And he's like, well, it's belongs to Wakanda because it's this, and people go like, no, it's not. It came from something else. You stupid shit. Every time people's like, I hope to God Captain America calls him the N word.
Well, you're gonna need the ultimate Captain America for that one.
Yeah.
Captain America, I'm Captain Confederate. Oh no! No.
Give me Hyperion for fucking Supreme.
And you see like banjo twanging in the
Hey,
background.
y'all remember the first comment of Supreme or Superior Power? Y'all remember
Yep.
that shit?
Yep.
Where fucking Nighthawk
Power
about to fucking
Princess and all of them.
yeah.
Where's the Squadron Sinister? Not the Squadron Supreme.
Whatever. I just remember that Nighthawk was about to take out a bunch of racist white dudes about to assault a black church, right? And fucking Hyperion just fucking land out of nowhere. And
Oh yeah.
And like we get a glimpse of Nighthawk's brain, right? His perspective. This motherfucker just label every white hate group onto his ass.
Oh yeah. Supreme Power.
I start busting up fucking laughing.
Look, admittedly, I read Supreme Power like when it was released by JMS, and while I understood what he was doing, my reaction was, this is not the Squadron Supreme, man.
For real.
I just remember when they did crossovers with the Avengers because they're from the universe and all that. I remember when like the ones after that they actually had the Justice League show up and one of the Marvel Avengers Justice League crossovers. And I remember Hawkeye calling the Justice League the Squadron Supreme ripoffs. I just remember just saying like that's how well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because of knockoffs. Hey, you ain't as racist as our Superman. What? I'm not racist.
No, dude, like no, the Squadron Supreme, they remain one of my favorite superhero teams, and if you ask me, it's a blessing in disguise that Earth 712 has not been utilized by modern Marvel and its current crop of creators.
No, you'll never know what to do.
You know, I'm really surprised that they of a character that they didn't really change all that much. Slightly, so far. Sentry.
Well, he's what Sentry's like Sentry's like one of the other Superman ideologues or parodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's another Superman analog, but he was created by
like the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. He's relatively the same, except he turns people into fucking nuclear shadows.
What?
Now,
yeah, but when he is the Void.
Is that what he is now? He's showing up as.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't want Twitter to compare him to Nuclear Man.
Oh, dude.
Oh, they'll never touch Radioactive Man or Nuclear Man because he's Chinese. They ain't gonna touch his ass. Never.
Oh, you're talking about Radioactive Man. Yeah.
Radioactive.
See, the thing is, the whole bullshit that's going on right now could have been fucking mitigated had they not canceled Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right?
Or at least allow Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to at least try to at least like catch up with everything that's going on in the MCU. Enough.
I mean, they
like
tried that.
They were in the early seasons.
Yeah, and then it wasn't working for them until they kind of went their own way a bit by touching on things not happening in MCU, like the Inhuman thing. But then nothing in the movieverse, even though it was connected, and they still say, "Oh, it's all connected," was having impact. Like none of the then Netflix shows like Defenders or any of that had any relevance until like Daredevil became more of a thing. But Luke Cage and so on,
Iron
who
Fist,
knows about them?
Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, nothing had any weight or carried over from one end to the other. It's just whatever happened in the movies, and essentially you just went with that in the shows, but nothing in the
Right.
shows, went over to the movies. And also, I watched Agent of Shield because at first it was interesting, but then they kind of just went weird with it and started going stupid with it
Mm-hmm.
in very
And
stupid ways. Especially when we're getting the Ghost Rider. Yes, the Ghost
but
Rider
it's
finally.
but
So
it's not
it's the Ghost.
Johnny or Danny. It's Robbie.
Yeah, it's the Ghost Driver. And I'm like, ugh. And
Oh,
they were going the early woke age with diversity this, woman power this, subtly but still. And it was like, ugh,
It
whatever.
was kind of a turnoff for me when it started doing that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yo was fine. She got off fine. Unlike
Which who?
Daisy. Yo.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Yo-Yo.
was fine.
She
Yo-Yo was
wasn't.
spared. Daisy, on the other hand, didn't fare any better. They try to make her they end up making her the face of Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, which wasn't.
Undeserving.
Yeah, and on top of that, they changed her origin to fit in with the Inhuman thing, which, Whereas originally she was just a genetic freak from Bad
Yeah.
Science.
And her dad, that is Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. Who was great as Kyle MacLachlan, but when it came to the transformation,
It was very underwhelming.
yes, a lot of aspects became very underwhelming, like how they handled the Inhumans, how they handled the Kree and the universal aspect, blah blah blah. And some things got way too drawn out, like Coulson, May, yada yada yada.
And also merging Ward with an obscure like supervillain, but as an impact in the Shield comic book series, the Hive.
Nah.
Exactly.
Hive was weird.
Don't even get me
kind
started
of a
on
wasted
Deathlock.
concept. Huh?
Oh, Deathlock.
Yeah, Deadlock.
Yeah, which was an interesting thing. Like, oh, here's Deadlock, and there he goes. Like, oh, really?
Right? I mean, like,
oh, Bill Paxton before he died. Like, now he's gonna be Deadlock, and he's gonna be evil, and we're gonna. Oh, he's dead.
Right? Like, man, talk about wasted potential. And Deathlock, he remains like one of my favorite superheroes of the Marvel universe. He's not A-list, but there's a charm to him.
And one of the continuing characters, I keep forgetting his name, but he's mostly known for voicing Tony Stark in the cartoons. He also played Nathan in Heroes.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Graviton.
Yeah, he became Graviton.
They made him Graviton.
But his character, well, he fused with the Doctor character who became Graviton, as well as some other people. But his core character was
Talbot from The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, he served under Ross. He was Ross's number 2 man, and he also had a thing for Betty Ross, making a sort of love triangle. And I think originally Ross kind of preferred him over Banner because he was a soldier man and true to the flag and all that. Which was an interesting dynamic how they handled him. That was at least interesting, and then how they dealt with him and all that was just whatever.
They really did Talbot dirty.
It's a shame too, because he was like the best part of that season.
Yeah.
That bro, Nathan Petrelli, the actor who plays Nathan Petrelli in Graviton, he always he always tickles the hell out of me because just the lines that they give him just kills me. Especially when he becomes a superhero, he's just having a time of his life, and I'm just loving it. And
Aww.
I was like, oh man,
It's just
I'm
a
gonna
shame
miss
that
him.
they wasted Talbot like that and you never got anything with the Hulk, especially when they introduced the Absorbing Man. Like, all right, cool, the Absorbing Man. So definitely, we should be seeing some Hulk now.
That's
And even
another thing that they really did not do enough of, which is bring in some of the actors from the main MCU movies to guest in them.
yeah,
Like Chris Evans as Captain America. He you don't necessarily have to have him do some action scenes whatsoever. Just have him there.
the only ones they did have show up was Samuel L.
Sif.
Jackson occasionally,
Mm-hmm.
And
and
Lady Sif.
huh,
Sif.
Lady Sif. She was
Lady Sif
also in
and
Agent of Shield.
fuck, what was her name?
Victoria.
No, not Victoria. Fury's second. Hill.
Oh wait.
Hill.
Oh yeah,
Maria Hill.
yeah, Maria.
She showed up for an episode or two.
Yeah, she did. And
But
and yeah, again, like Victoria had, she was featured in the movies, then crossed over to the TV show before she got whacked by Ward.
mm,
And you
Anyway,
never heard anyone like talk about her death.
yeah,
anyways,
and
this was a fun talk. I think we should start
Well,
wrapping it up.
Mm.
I will just say I kind of hate that when we finally get some Hulk related stuff, and it should have been a Hulk movie, it's instead Captain Woke, Captain Ethnicity. Like
Captain
the Red Hulk,
Wokefoot and the DI Brigade.
yeah, because Brave New World, they really touched on, because you had the Mr. Blue who became the leader showing back up.
Daniel Stern.
It was all about Ross,
Mhm.
and you should have had the Hulk come up in this. They never
Mhm.
mentioned Hulk. You don't see the Hulk. You know, they talk about Harlem a lot and how Ross was the Hulk hunter and use that as a slight against him. But you never see the Hulk. No mention of Banner being anywhere, even when Ross transforms into the Red Hulk, which, mind you, also felt like a weird thing because if you watch the movie or a good scene clip of it, Ross's Hulk is not the MCU Hulk. It's the Universal Hulk. It is a man Hulk instead of Ape Hulk that you got with the first Avengers movie and onward.
Mhm.
It is pretty much in tone with that Edward Norton Hulk, which is what the Incredible Hulk was connected to with the MCU. And that was just kind of sad that we could have had that Hulk instead of the silly looking ape Hulk. But no, we don't. And it sucked anyways. The movie was shit. But still, long opportunity.
Don't waste your money.
Yeah.
And
Would
that was crap.
have been real good if Bruce did show up at some point and like aided Sam during that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah,
could have done that.
because even with the vibranium bullshit protection, I'm like, dude, he just bitch slapped you through a car. You're dead. I
No,
don't care what you're wearing.
the thing is, the vibranium suit, or at least the vibranium that he's using, is the vibranium that's supposed to knock back with force when you strike the exact same spot. So I seen so many times he hit the exact same spots and no reaction.
Mhm.
Like now, all of a sudden, you can control whether or not you can cause it to energy discharge. Not like in Black Panther where the reason why he discharged it was because he hit the same spot that obviously somebody else had hit
Mhm.
recently. Like now he could just store it up and wait, and then just boom. I was like, motherfucker, you had multiple times to do that shit.
Yeah.
Multiple fucking times. I don't give a damn if you thought that there was a lot of people around your ass. The moment you saw people were away, you should do that shit now.
Yeah,
like,
and
dude,
you'd think that would also be a bad thing to do to blast Red Hulk, because he does have that like fire burning ability and unleash it as an explosion. That never happens, which is sad too.
Like it. Oh my god, they uncoolify a lot of shit in this whole fucking MCU.
Yeah, and like I said, Sam should have been dead a lot of times, because when Red Hulk bitch slapped him, that should have been dead regardless of the armor, especially when in the beginning, when he's doing that terrorist thing in South America or something, one big merc fights him and he busts his ribs and everything. And he's not superhuman. He's just a expertly trained merc. And he beats up Sam pretty good and busts ribs. If you can do that with all that body gear on, Hulk, he's hamburger. He's paste.
Hey, Wolf, before I sign off, like, I like this comment from Buddy.
Give me a sec. Where?
Yeah, if Thor had
From
to struggle to take
11:26.
out the Hulk, I don't know how they think Sam was supposed to.
Captain Falcon Sand's blackness is what protects him, apparently.
That's he's not wrong. Their vision is, well, he's black. If we show him taking the punches for the Hulk, that'll make him a hero.
See, a lot of people like to say that Anthony Mackie. I said this too before, but a lot of people have said that Anthony Mackie is not lead man material. The thing is, he actually is. It's just the fact that nobody is writing him like a leading man. That's the problem. It's like Sam in past MCU, though he was Captain America's road dog and sidekick, he actually had traits of leadership. Look no further than Civil War during the what you call that shit?
What, the Accords?
Not the Accords.
The airport
battle. Registration Act?
Or the airport battle.
The airport battle.
See, that's the thing he plays. He plays the second in command, which deems that he is the secondary leader of their group. In other words, when Cat was about to save everybody, he's like, Cat, you can't save everybody. You got to get up out of here and go stop that guy. We'll handle this. Like, he's the first person to speak. That is leading man material. That is leading man. Doesn't matter if the camera is on him all the time. Hell, the times when he spoke to Steve, the many times he spoke to Steve is leading man material. He is making assertions and assertiveness with his words. And the problem was that in his own solo series, they don't even make him do that. And even in his first debut solo movie, he doesn't do that either. Everybody talks for him, not him speaking for himself.
And he's always living in Cap's shadow, even when they're telling him, "Don't be like Cap's shadow or stand
That's what
out."
I mean by speaking for him. He should be saying that. He should be speaking his thoughts on that. He's supposed to be speaking his mind about the shield, speaking his mind about the suit, speaking his mind about America. Well, let not Mackie speak on America. I don't want to hear not a damn thing about him speaking about America anymore.
Yeah, of course. Everybody. Of course, one of his big gripes is, "I should have taken that serum. I should have taken that serum." And everybody like, "No, you don't need the serum to be a good soldier, Captain America."
It's all that bullshit platitude like they did with fucking Captain Marvel and many other affirmative action superheroes. Every single time these motherfuckers are speaking to and for these minorities, white people.
Well, not just white people. It was also black Captain America. You know, the forgotten Captain. Yeah, fuck you. I don't care.
Yeah.
Josiah, yeah, no, like they
And if
did
it's not
Bradley
him,
dirty.
and if it's not him specifically, it's a woman that's speaking for him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they
No,
did
let
have
the
a
motherfucker
Helen
speak for
Hunt.
himself.
Yeah.
Blade didn't need Karen to speak for him in his solo movie. He
No.
damn sure didn't have Nisa speak for him at all. Even when she backtalked his ass, she didn't speak for him. Nor
And
did
Whistler
Abigail
didn't speak for him, even though he had all the reason and credential to speak for him. Instead, he was just kind of an asshole with bantering and father figuring.
Mhm. Even when he talked about his past, he's not really speaking to him. Speaking for him, he's speaking to Karen about to get her to understand why he is the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't. But like I said, he ain't speaking for him or speaking to him for him. Like what I mean by what I'm trying to get across is too many times I'm hearing these motherfuckers speaking all these characters. What's in these characters' minds? They're mouthpieces to what their monologues are.
Mhm.
I'm getting sick and
Yeah.
tired of hearing that shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like seriously, this is them speaking the characters' thoughts back to them. The fuck?
Well, let's
That's because
let's
they
said about Ta-Nehisi Coates with Captain America the better, especially with how he handled like the Americop. And trying to
What
make
were you saying, Leia?
No, I was just telling Wolf that's because the reason that you're feeling this way about Sam is because the powers that be that run Disney now have tokenized him. They've tokenized him.
yeah.
That's why he is what he is. You're
I
right.
wasn't asking why is that.
What you're saying, but
I'm just putting on a pattern. Look,
yeah,
like I said,
it is.
it's
I've
all
noticed it
pattern
myself.
recognition.
Well, they
Yeah.
made him the exact opposite of the black guy that gets killed in horror movies.
Yep.
My thing is, I'm trying to also educate anybody new who might watch this stuff, if they even get this far, if they even decide to get this far. What I'm saying is like this is what I'm trying to get across to them, so you
It's all a
understand why
pattern.
we critique this stuff, why we always angry about it, why we refuse to watch it at times. And I'm
Or read
like,
it.
bro, like even when I get a smidgen of that shit, I'm like, bro, it's the same shit. Like you got a white person speaking down to a minority, or speaking the minority's thoughts, speaking the minority's worries, their feelings, always trying to talk them up
Is
when
this
they don't even have no self-doubt right now.
is
You
that
got a
like
lot of
that
that
one
Falcon
meme
Winter
where they
Soldier.
have this black girl that's about to open her mouth and then some short little white chick that's got an onion-headed haircut is like, no, I will speak for you, and she pawing at her face trying to reach her mouth.
Mhm.
Yep. Oh, and buddy also actually brought up this fact about Dwayne McDuffie. He and speaking of McDuffie, he had, in the past he complained about women speaking for black men, which he wrote a hilarious pitch letter mocking that. I
Ooh.
mean, he did the same. He did the same thing where he poked fun at Brian Michael Bendis during his run on Justice League of America.
I was also going to say before we left Dom that I never speak of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run of Captain America because he wrote it out of hate.
He's Tiny Sheedy Coats.
Oh, I correct myself. Oh, I forgot. Yes. And that name is fitting because that thing, his run was just pure blasphemy to me. That is just for evil. That's me. I can't speak for anybody else, but it's just plain evil and hatred. He was chosen to ruin the character, and that was the whole point. The Marvel
Also racist.
at that time. Yes, very, very much. Very much.
Well, that being said, like thank everybody for being here. Those 5 of you now. There was a lot of you before, but Thank you for being here. And those nonsense motherfuckers keep popping in and out. Thank you, guest starring Ultra Burger, for joining us today on short notice.
So
The lovely Leia Valor, Leia Plus Size.
Hello, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely Lady of Valor, and thank you for joining us in this chill stream that we had tonight. If you enjoyed, okay, all right, Wolf, you funny, funny. If you enjoyed our topics and our conflab and how we speak for tonight, please leave in the comments below what other topics do you want us to chill about. Would you like for us to do another chill stream? Do you have anything particular that you want us to rant about? We know you know how we are, so if you had any ideas, leave it in the comments below. I'm sure Wolf will really much appreciate it. Until then, everyone have a good evening.
The Hound of the South Dominic Pal.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us in tonight's chill stream, and make sure you stay tuned for this Thursday's episode of the Real Millennials, where we're going to talk about our favorite world cultures, as well as taking jabs at cultural appropriation and the people that make claims with it, and just talk about how ridiculous it is. But we're also going to have a guest.
I read about that shit just now.
Yeah, well, save it for this Thursday, man.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, this is the house. You want to finish?
No, continue.
Well, in the meantime, this is the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell, signing off. And remember to keep up the good fight and maintain hope, idealism, and optimism alive in the world. Because remember, cynicism and nihilism are for losers.
don't drink and drive.
Right. The Sixth Ranger, Dark Stranger.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. And no matter what those fuckers say, yes, Falcon should take the fucking serum already.
Wouldn't that also make him heavier when flying? I mean, he's packing all that muscle.
Yeah, but then again, it's Wakanda science magic now, so who cares?
Last but not least, the humblest of writers, Humble Marty.
Hello, my name is Humble Marty, and thank you for coming to our live stream today. Whatever those guys said, follow that, and I hope you guys have a lovely day.
You're welcome, and once again, remind you guys that you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to
Big smiles, everyone. You beat the bad guy.
What a lot of fun. Yeah, guys, have been real swell. And there's not a one who can say this ended well. All those secrets you've been concealing, say you're happy now, once more with feeling. Now I gotta run, see you home.
Okay.